Cuban.
Pac's 13 years younger than me.
Right.
And I knew Pac ever since he was in Digital Underground.
Mm-hmm.
And, as he's moved up in the gangster rap ranks, of course, I worked with him. But I was not a fan of Pac hanging around LA gangbangers. Me being around it and growing up in it, and Pac being from the Bay. If you're from the Bay, you don't really truly understand LA gangs. I'm just being honest. Right. And no matter how down you are, how gangster you are, LA gangs, you join a LA gang when you're 12, 13 years old, and you build a bond. So when you're 20, like Chris Brown or somebody, and they say I'm in a blood gang, you're not. Mm-hmm. They'll come to the club with you, they'll party with you, mm-hmm. but you ain't put in no work with them.
Right.
The bond is different.
Exactly.
The bond is different. Yeah. So I just worried about Pac. And when Pac first came, he was hanging out with the kids from Rated R and Macadocious, mm-hmm. the first Thug Life kids. Them kids are Crips.
Right.
So then, when he got with Suge, now he's dealing with Bloods, right? Okay. So, I would always just get at him, but he was so hot.
Yeah.
He was so hot. And I told you a story. One night, Shock G, rest in peace, showed up at my door. Mm-hmm. So I'm living in Hollywood Hills. I get a knock on our door. I open the door, Shock G. I'm like, what the fuck you doing here? Cuz he like, man, I'm just up here in the hills. I asked if any black people lived up here. They said Ice. Wow. He knocked on my door. But he sat with me. He said, Ice, man, I wish you could talk to Pac because Pac respects you. But everybody kind of knew Pac was pushing the line.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, he crossed the line, getting involved in gang shit, fighting over a chain. And to a gangbanger that's really gangbanging, it's like an insult to them. Like, it's like, you're a rapper and you're stepping in our area. Mm-hmm. And, like I tell people, I'm angry with Pac. Mm-hmm. Like that's my kid. Like, yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna say he was my kid, but he was like a youngster
like a
to
little
me.
brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I remember when Pac came over my house and he played Hit 'Em Up to me. And I was like, so I was watching, the first line was, I fucked your bitch. I was like, So I've always, and when I say this kind of stuff, the Pac stands, they're like, you're supposed to be riding with Pac no matter what. Yeah. But I'm like, nah, my job as an OG is to give him a little guidance.
Exactly.
And I believe that, and you won't just hear me say that. You'll hear a lot of West Coasters say the same thing, that, anyone that, I'll tell it to anybody, if you're not from LA, don't fuck with the gangs. If you come to LA and you decide, I'm just gonna move into Hollywood Hills, and you meet some Crips, or you meet some Bloods, or you meet some Pyrus, or you meet some MS-13s, it's not the best idea to become friends and hang out with them or jump into that gang.
Exactly.
It's just not the best idea. So, I mean, I miss Pac and I love Pac, but
was he, what you think he was angry at you for not jumping out there with him?
Nah, he wasn't really angry. He was maybe just like, come on. He just felt like he didn't have any animosity towards me. Mm-hmm. I didn't have it. When I'm saying I'm angry, I'm just mad. Have you ever been mad somebody died?
Yes, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, that's what I mean. Yeah, I'm not. Sure. I'm not. Yeah. I miss him. Yeah. It's like you made some mistakes.
Right.
So I've said it, and people, I guess they take it wrong.
Yeah.
Well, Ice-T thinks. See, things of it is in Stan's view, I can't tell Pac nobody because Pac is here and I'm here. But that's not how it works.
That's not the truth. Yeah.
It works like, seniority. Yeah. I can sit Snoop down. Snoop be like, yo, OG, yo, whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm older than everybody.
Yeah. Real talk.
So it's not about who got the most records. It's like, I wish he would have paid more attention to myself and other people. Tupac wanted, I remember we were at a Soul Train Awards, and it was me and Dre, and we were sitting at a table, and Pac walked by.
And when you say Dre, you talking about Dr.
Dre?
You just can't just say Dre, Cause,
yeah, I do. Yeah.
So our fans are stupid.
Dr. Dre, and Pac walked by, and at that time he wasn't Tupac yet. I think maybe it was Tretch or somebody, but he looked at the table, and I could see he wanted to sit at that table. You know, I could see it. And then as he started to make his move as Tupac, I remember one time, see, Pac was doing some strange things. Like, all right, like he hooked up with the cats in South Central, 52nd, the Five Deuces, which was rated R. And
I gotta relax.
That Hoovers?
No,
Be honest.
the Crips.
I'm about to kick the producer out.
But
Ali gotta go.
He hooked up with rated
All
R.
the conversations about Ali.
And they created that thing, Thug Life, which was based in South Central LA.
Oh, with dudes in LA, not the homies in Jersey.
No, that was
I know, but I thought the
Thug Life was rated R and Macadocious. They were out of LA, right? And then, you know, he evolved from that. And then when he got into trouble out here, that's when Suge came in and got him out. But I remember one time I was in LA and Pac pulled up on me in a car with like this crazy ass chick, like some like strawberry bitch in the front seat. He had
What's
weed.
strawberry?
Yeah, that's how I know this nigga my brother. That's exactly what I said in my mind.
A strawberry is basically broads that get off for crack.
Okay, cool.
Right,
I wasn't ready.
It's a
NWA, I remember hearing.
yeah, it's a strong, it's a LA street thing for like a crack hoe. Okay, so this broad, I know it wasn't his woman. I'm like, what is this bitch doing in the car? She already, you know, but he's getting high and he had weed.
Turned. he
had a gun. And he wanted me to sit in the car and listen to a record. I'm like, nigga, are you riding around like this? Like, are you serious, Pop? Are you fucking kidding me? I'm not.
But
I'm
you're
like,
OG, so you know. Let me just tell you something. He was trying to impress you, even if he wasn't trying to impress you, because every time I hang out with you, I try to impress you.
But he scared me. So I was like, Pop, man, this is crazy. But I'll tell you some real inside shit. He was in my house. I had a studio called the Crack House, and he was at my house with the Outlaws, a couple of the Outlaws, and he played me Hit 'Em Up.
Oh, wow.
And I didn't like it. And I was like, you gonna start some shit.
You didn't like it because of what he was saying?
I didn't like him starting the beef. I was like, dog. I said,
you knew where it was gonna go.
I said, you going in on dude's wife and all that. I was like, yo. He's like, yo. And then at that time, he thought Big had shot him. And I was like, yo, well, you can handle, you ain't supposed to be handling that with a record, really, are you?
Right.
You know? So we kind of was on bad terms at that because he wanted me to ride with him, but I was like, I couldn't, you know? And so that, we was kind of like in that zone when he got killed.
Was what he was saying on that record? Was he saying that was reality, or was he saying I'm
It's just a rah-rah record. It's a beef record.
You know,
he's talking about his wife.
But it's just a beef record. Like if you gonna set it and you setting it yelling West Coast, you shouldn't have set this. I knew that was gonna turn into a real situation.
Course, yeah. He's talking about
you know, I'm not out rapping you. I'm threatening you. I'm talking
and
real
your family.
shit. Yeah, and I'm like, I was like, I mean, if you really finna go there, you know, I'm sitting back like the nigga, like who I'm supposed to be. I'm older.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is, you know, but he wanted me to go like, this is good shit. Let's do it.
Yes, man.
Is he saying that he smashed Faith?
That's what I was asking.
You heard the record?
But he said that he smashed me.
You heard the record.
So
it's a rough
So
record.
he said it, but was he in the studio? Was he saying this is truth, or I'm just
he
saying
wasn't.
it?
No, we didn't get there. I just listened to the playback and was like, dog, that's, I don't know.
Just in general,
it's
you're
too
like,
much.
it's not a good idea.
It was too much. Yeah, it's not a good idea.
Yeah,
Plus, I'm cool with New York. Like, you finna start.
You knew what it was gonna create.
Absolutely.
Right.
You are New York, though.
But
it was gonna cause a crazy divide.
And all bullshit aside, right? If you think a nigga shot you, why you making a record?
It's street shit.
Right? Okay, so we went there.
Right.
You handle this with a record? Okay, but he wasn't ready for that. And I wasn't really trying to send him on no I was just trying to get it.
Yeah, like don't do that.
Come on, man. But you know,
as an OG shit, like you know, school him.
But anyway, long story short, you know, I love Pac. Pac was a good kid. Yeah, Pac was a good kid. But you know, Pac made few mistakes, and you know, and everybody, you know, like I've spoken on this before, and I told Pac, and they're like, oh, you act like you could tell Pac something. I'm like, I'm 15 years older than Pac. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Pac was listening to people older than him. Pac was a smart cat, but you can't get reckless out here, you know, especially in LA where there were gangs. Pac is from the Bay. You're in LA. These gangs operate differently. You know what I'm saying? You over here, you know, with Thug Life, you with some Crips, you with Rated R, you with Macadocious. Now you over here with these Pyrus, those are Bloods. The Crips don't like the Bloods, just special message. You dig? You got, you creating different vibes out here. So be careful. You know what I'm saying? Be careful. And you know, basically crossing the line between entertainment and gangbanging became his demise.